played havoc with their collapsible umbrellas and sent Ernie into another tirade. "We'll get you a nice hot toddy at the Black Bear," she said, hooking her arm into Ernie's as they scrambled up the street, wheeling their luggage behind them. Wilfred had told her about the pub and how to ask the bartender for a driver to Easley House. So that's what they did when they got inside and shook off the rain. "The driver's name is Colin," said the bartender. "Be here in 20 minutes. Bald fellow with big black eyebrows. 2 hot toddies coming up. How about some lovely Scotch eggs on the house while you're waiting?" "What's that?" Ernie asked suspiciously. Rhonda told him before the bartender could. "It's a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage and fried in breadcrumbs. Come on, Ernie, you like all those things." She had just read about Scotch eggs in an English romance novel, so it tickled her to be offered one in real life. "We'll take 2, she told the bartender. "And never mind that face my husband is making. He's been working too hard lately." Ernie had put his law practice on hold for the better part of a year so he could run the Jesse Helms re-election campaign in eastern North Carolina. The experience had exhausted him, leaving him more ill-tempered than usual. The senator had won, of course, he always did, but he never sent so much as a thank you note to Ernie after the election, much less a hoped-for invitation to lunch with Jesse in the Senate cafeteria. Since then, for some reason, Rhonda had watched her husband grow increasingly irritable with people in service positions, whether it be their faithful maid, Alva, or this nice bartender, or the waiter in London at Simpson's in the Strand, who didn't carve the roast beef the way Ernie liked. The bartender gave them a crooked smile as he set the eggs down in front of them. "So, you're friends of Lady Roughton's?" "No," she replied. She was thrilled to be mistaken for a friend of Lady Roughton, and wondered briefly if her Montaldo's raincoat and Hermes fox-hunting scarf had created that impression. She had to ask, "Why did you think we were friends?" The bartender just shrugged as he wiped the bar. "You're Americans, aren't you?" Ernie's eyes narrowed. "Yes, proud ones." Rhonda scolded her husband with a glance before turning back to the bartender. "Does Lady Roughton know a lot of Americans?" Another shrug. "She's American. I imagine she does." "She's American? I thought the family dated back to Elizabethan times." "It does, but she came along about 10 years ago when she married Lord Teddy. Then the poor sod died and left her to run the place. Seems to enjoy it, though. Told me it's her destiny to run a house. Said it ran in the family. Don't know what she meant by that, but..." "You know her, then?" "Everybody knows her. She comes into the village to shop. So you're just paying guests?" Rhonda murmured in the affirmative, feeling somehow shamed. Their driver, the bald and bushy-browed Colin, was a man of few words. On the 20-minute drive from the pub to Easley House, he barely spoke at all, even when Rhonda made appreciative comments about the scenery. The rolling meadows, a wayside chapel with its windows glowing pink in the rain, an ancient wooden barn, ramshackle but somehow quite beautiful. Every cottage she saw along the way was made of the same golden limestone she had seen in the village. That uniformity made everything seem related, scattered offspring of the great house itself, which suddenly leapt into view as they rounded a sunken lane. Rhonda gasped as she saw it. "Oh, Ernie, look!" "I see it," said her husband. Easley House was a rambling 2-story structure with deep gables cut into a steep roof. The limestone here had darkened with weather and age to a variegated orangey gray, like the hide of a tiger. There were wedding cake crenellations along the top, and a front door so imposing you could see it from a great distance. Smoke curled from a gargantuan chimney as Colin pulled into a rutted driveway at the side of the house. The overall effect was one of storybook dilapidation. Rhonda felt her heart race as she imagined their entrance to this place. "How do we get to the front door?" she asked as Ernie unloaded their luggage. "They don't use the front door." "He means guests."